Well, Aaron Rodgers doesn't open up a lot, but he is now, and he's opening up big.
Is he ever? So his new Netflix docuseries just dropped. It's 3 episodes, and it follows Aaron's kind of like road to recovery after his Achilles injury. This happened last year during his first game as a quarterback of the New York Jets. Did you know this?
No, I didn't, but that's not the tea we care about.
Well, so the 3 episodes obviously follow his crazy road to recovery, his spiritual ayahuasca journey.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, but most importantly, it follows his upbringing, childhood, and his fallout with his brother Jordan and his family.
And we've heard about this a lot, but we've never really found out why.
We haven't heard it from Aaron yet.
Exactly.
It goes back to stuff from high school that kind of made me feel distant, stuff in college, stuff post-college. And I was quiet about it because I thought the best way to do it was just don't talk about it publicly.
So not being like a big football fan myself, I first kind of heard about this drama when Jordan Rodgers was on The Bachelorette. And it's funny now that Aaron is kind of coming out and saying he went on it for fame, because I kind of thought the same thing.
But like, who also goes on The Bachelorette for
True. And
love?
this was on JoJo Fletcher's season.
And he won.
Back in 2016. Yeah. And he ended up winning, which we all knew he was going to win. That was very obvious.
He was hot.
And they are still together, to give them credit. But they did make a big part of the storyline about the fact that, you know, his brother was Aaron Rodgers, and
it
there
still
was
is.
Yeah. Sorry, good point. And they made a big part of the storyline that his brother is Aaron Rodgers, and that they had this feud. They even had at the hometown date. They went home and there was 2 chairs missing.
I believe 2 empty chairs at a stupid dating show that my brother just went on to get famous. His words, not mine. Did he end up winning? But like a dinner that was during the season, I was never asked to go to, not that I would have gone.
And it wasn't Olivia Munn and Aaron Rodgers sitting down for dinner.
Yeah.
Which obviously he brings up, being like, I was playing, I wouldn't have been there anyway.
Yeah.
But they played it up.
Well, and that's the funny part, because I bet you when Jordan Rodgers applied to be on The Bachelorette, the first thing he said was, my brother's Aaron Rodgers, and we've had a falling out that no one knows about.
Yes.
And obviously The Bachelorette wants to make those headlines. So if Jordan's going to be on the show, he's going to make a headline.
Yeah, it was a producer's dream.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. And Jordan knew that and was like, there's my ticket in. And he ran with it the entire
season.
Yes, that's all he talked about.
And especially since it was the first time anyone had heard that Aaron Rodgers and his family didn't get along.
Yeah.
That obviously made their feud worse.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the struggles with his family go way back to high school, college, like when he was a young kid.
Yeah, and people were commenting under like a lot of these clips when it came out yesterday, like, get over it. That was back in high school. But obviously, the rift started back then, and he said it was little things that happened that just kind of, you know, snowballed into something bigger, and obviously really affected him. And you're right. Like, as soon as you're putting it out there for the public, and he said, you know, I didn't want the fame. I wanted to play football. So he didn't want anything that came about this. And not only is he fighting with his family, but now it's thrust into the spotlight.
But then he did say in the doc, you know, he's open to a reconciliation with his family and his brother. He doesn't hold a grudge. He doesn't have any ill will towards them. It is sad. Like, I feel like the number one red flag in a man is if he doesn't get along with his family. Aaron Rodgers.
And for the longest time, they blamed Olivia Munn for the reason for the rift.
Right. And they both said that wasn't the case, right?
Yeah, and we kind of learned, and I mean, if this is Aaron's side of the story, but we kind of learned, I think religion played a big part. And he said, you know, he was really happy growing up Christian in the fact that it made him who he is today, but he doesn't align himself with or ideologies anymore, and he's kind of gone the, you know,
spiritual route.
Yes, like he's in Costa Rica doing
ayahuasca,
and now it totally makes sense why he was with Shailene Woodley.
She's a very earthy.
Like weren't they saying she like uses clay as deodorant? Yes. Like all this kind of.
She doesn't shave her underarms.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm totally understanding.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah, until it wasn't. But I understand their relationship better now, because at first I was like, what? They don't seem like a match.
I wonder, even, like, it is sad, no matter what way you look at it, that this man doesn't have any relationship with his family, his brother. But I'm wondering if this was Aaron lending out a hand by saying these comments like he's open to a reconciliation.
Yeah, like he's opening a window to it,
Yeah,
or
like
leaving the door open.
That's what we're trying to say.
That was what I was trying to say. And I think that's great. You know, maybe the next headline we're going to see is that they are friends again, or not friends, but maybe that they're a family again, or maybe there won't be a headline and we won't know about it, and that's why they're doing better, because it's a private family issue.
But he was, like, when he was at the top of his game when he played for Green Bay and won the Super Bowl, like, he was the biggest, like, Tom Brady level celebrity, even bigger, because then that's what he said. Once he started dating these famous people, he kind of took a dig at his famous exes, being like, I didn't do myself any favors by dating the women he was dating.
He's like the Ben Affleck of the sports world. Like
a lot of famous exes.
Yeah. Like Ben Affleck decided to date J-Lo and was like, oh crap.
So as we know, he does have a list of famous exes: Olivia Munn, Danica Patrick, and then Shailene Woodley. They were actually engaged, and that ended in 2022.
Now he is with Milwaukee Bucks co-owner's daughter, Mallory Edens. So she's 28. So she's
young buck.
She's young.
Get it?
So yeah, apparently they're keeping a lower profile, which obviously is a lot.
Good idea, because I thought he was still single.
See?
He is one of the most bizarre people I feel like I've never met him, but I've ever explored.
Yeah, and I think that's why the documentary is it's a good watch, because it really opens the door into
his life,
the many different facets of his life, because he's not a simple guy.
No, I can't quite figure him out.
But we do hope the Rodgers family
reconnect.
It'll also be interesting to see if any of the ex-girlfriends come out to say anything.
Or if his brother comes out. Jordan
probably will.
If he wants the fame, then put out a statement.
He wants the headline.
Love it.